son, marks the hilul of a great rabbi. His name was Rabbi Natan Bokobza Z'tl. He was actually born in English year 1963, passed away in 2006. He was nearly 43 years of age at the time he passed away. He was a great Kabbalist, a Darshan also, and would be the head of, let's say, a Mosdot, a foundation in itself, Torah foundation, called the Torah, וחסד, respectively. Let's explore a few of the highlights of the great rabbi's life. Now, he was born in Ashkelon in Israel, and came from a rabbinic heritage. I believe his father's name was Rabdani and his mother's name was Rabbanit Chaya. I think she happened to be from the house of the Damari family. And naturally, the family name was Bokobza. So I think it was actually a rabbinic dynasty, if I'm not mistaken. The Bokobza family, rabbinic family, we've spoken about on various occasions before. There was actually a Rabbi Bokobza, I believe that was a chief rabbi of Libya at one stage in time. But that I would leave you to research those videos I did on a previous occasion. Okay, so it's reported over that his family would actually immigrate from Jabs in Tunisia, respectively, and he was apparently the 8th of 15 children they had. He was actually named after another famous rabbi from Tunisia, I think Rabbi Natan Bokobza. I think he happened to be himself the first chief rabbi, Sephardic chief rabbi of Ashkelon, and would serve as a rabbi in Benert in Tunisia, respectively. So he was named after great rabbinic auspices, let's just say, in himself. Now, while he was at a young age, when he was young, he would start learning Torah at a very young age. He lived, I think, in the city of Tiberias, and being in Tiberias itself, being one of the 4 holy cities of Israel, made a huge impact on him. And I think he would study in elementary school in Ashkelon called the Rambam Elementary School, and he would be in various youth centers studying Torah, I believe, and then eventually would go to the Negev Yeshiva, it was reported over, which is a large Haredi yeshiva, I think was established by Rabbi Yitzchak Meir, if I'm not mistaken. And he would study under Rabbi Yitzchak Meir, who was, I believe, great rabbi over there, and Rabbi Reuven Yosef Gershnovitz, I think another famous rabbi. He was a rabbi of the Lomze Yeshiva in Petach Tikva and various Hemdat Shmuel, also in various other places, as well as the Negev Yeshiva. He would then go and join the IDF and serve as a religious non-commissioned officer, was reported over. And this would be, I think, in a place near Eilat, respectively. And then he would return to study in yeshiva. So he spent a window of time over there doing National Army service, connected to National Army service. Now, I believe he would actually get married. Interesting enough, his wife, he married into another, I think, rabbinic family, if I'm not mistaken. The wedding was actually on the 24th of Sivan, on the 17th of June in 1990. He would get married to Rabbanit Yael Barabi. And interesting enough, I think the Rebbe family also was from, let's say, the line of great rabbis from Tunisia, respectively. And they would live in Netivot, and it's reported that they would have 4 sons and a daughter together. And he would go on to study at the Kollel in the Yeshivat HaNegev and in the Moshav Zroa. Moshav Zroa is a place hopefully we'll visit at one stage in time. I think it's a religious Moshav in the Negev, the northern parts of Negev, respectively. I think quite close to Netivot. Over there, he would work, I think, as an educator there in a Talmud Torah called the Torah Lishma, I think, for several years, and in Ofakim, and would do various different workings, let's just say, for the congregation in of itself. I think come the year around 2000, he would take on various other roles would actually come upon him. He would, for 6 years until he passed away in 2006, he was like, let's say, the main rabbi of this specific area in of itself. He would be part of the rabbinate of that area of Ofakim, and that will obviously bring about a huge amount of various different responsibilities in of itself, which we'll speak about at a later stage. It's actually interesting. Many of his sermons, he would seen as a brilliant rabbi, giving grandiose sermons and Torah classes, especially on IDF bases, and he would take on several sermons a day. He will do on halacha, faith, emunah, morality. In himself, he would incorporate faith, confidence, and kindness and tefillah within regards to it. I think in 1999, various different radio stations, including Kol and Shema, he would be on. He would be on the Channel 7 of productions, Radio Kol Chai. He would give various different broadcasts, interesting enough, all over the place. And various different Torah and charity institutions he was connected to in Mosdot in of his time in of itself. I think even when he was a young age, for example, he would already start Tehillim groups, study groups, charity events in of itself, doing huge amounts, and would do the Poalei Tzedek synagogue while he was a youth. While he was in the IDF, he would give brachot to other people, soldiers, participate in prayers in of itself, and expanded the bases, synagogue and library, even brought a Torah scholar reported over. In 1997, he would actually establish, I think, the Amram Chachai organization under Rav Avram ben Diwan, I believe, who happened to be a great shlichoi, they were one of the great Kabbalists of Jerusalem. 1999, he would establish a Emunat, a Chog Yedidei HaTorah, another great, I think, establish a kollel over there for Abraham Batei Midrash, Yeshiva Ben Azmanim for the time period when they have off the Torah students do, before Elul, naturally, and establish yeshivot for Bali Teshuvah. Abraham would provide their needs for the youngsters. When there was a Simchat Beit HaShoeva, different gemachim for wedding couples, for Chatan and Kala respectively, would be doing a huge amounts of chesed work in of itself, and I think he would raise a lot of the money from France and various other places. He established kindergartens, a special class for Down syndrome, synagogues, mikvaot, soup kitchens, and rescue organizations. He was close to Chacham Ovadia Yosef and Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu and Rabbi Shlomo Moshe Amar and Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, I believe, and he very much protests against the disengagement plan. And he was very, very involved in Torah, giving brachot to people, giving advice to people. He was associated with various different people, including Shmuel Hollander and Meir Spiegler, prominent figures in of itself. Now, sadly, he suffered from cancer. I think it was reported over in April 2005. It was discovered. He was treated in Hadassah in Kerem. I think the name Hezkiah was added to his name by his Rabbi Meir at that stage in time, because to give him a protection, he would have treatment, be flown to Germany, but I don't think it was so successful. And he passed away, I think, on April the 8th in 2006, talking about 19 years ago, on the 10th of Nisan. Tens of thousands of people accompanied him to his final journey. There was, I think, a memorial printed, made within regards to him in the cemetery in Netivot over there. And Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu would actually write something on his tombstone. After his death, various institutions were founded in his memory, including Ma'arot Natan, which is named after him. I think his wife would manage this Mosdot, I believe. Institutions, there was various different booklets and articles in memory distributed to him. A Shabbat weekly newsletter was printed, and various different commemorations. I think his father founded the yeshiva in Netivot in his memory, and his brothers would found the Mishkan Natan V'Chaya synagogue in the city of Ashkelon in memory of him, and I think also another family relative, and various other singers, prominent singers, including Elad Sha'ar, would release a song in memory of him. He did release some books also printed. I think after Sifrei Sugulot V'Tfilot, and it was under the Bnei Chayai Muzone, if I'm not mistaken, and other books, I think, concentrating on Halacha, Maaseh, Ketzafim. Zichron Natan, I think, came out in the year 2009, a few years after he passed away. And various projects were put in his memory, especially within regards to Talmud Babli. And I think something on Mesechet Baba Kama was actually released within regards to it also. He was close with many great rabbis, as we said before, including Rav Ovadia Yosef, Rabbi Mordechai Eliyahu, Rav Yaakov Yosef. He would he was speaking in different conferences all over the country. He was distributing food, for example, on Hanukkah, helping yeshiva students, so much great things. Don't forget to light candles in the great rabbi's memory. The 10th of Nisan is his Hilula, one of the great rabbis of his time. Please, friends, subscribe to the channel. We're a community here. We are learning about the great rabbis of yesteryear. We've already related over about 850 great rabbis, and that great rabbi from Tunisian heritage. He happened to be a great rabbi of Netivot, Ashkelon. And please, if you're related to any of these great rabbanim, please send me an email. I would love to hear more. And subscribe to the channel and share the videos with other people. So wishing you all well, take care, and Shabbat Tov V'Rach, and blessings